welcome everybody to Zentripz Independent Radio in association with Justin TV. We have tonight's headliner, Christian Falero, with us here tonight. Christian, what's up?
Hola, saludos, Tampa. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Did you have a good dinner tonight?
I had a great dinner. I only ate appetizers, but that's like a usual. that's a usual me thing to do. So,
well, at least they're taking care of it.
You know, it's because they wouldn't bring the ice cream to the table. That was like my first choice, but whatever.
Well, that's what you should start off with.
That's what I do. I'm a sugar freak.
You're doing your full set tonight, right?
I'm doing the full set. I believe I'm like 12:30 to 3 or something like that.
Well, we have to stop the music at about 2:45, so.
I tend to keep it going like an extra 15 minutes. I'm a little stubborn.
Dude, you're my hero now.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably shouldn't have said that. I usually don't. I don't say that ahead of time.
It's okay.
The drunker I get, the more stubborn I get, and I just don't hit the pause button.
So I don't know if you noticed while we were sitting here. Do you notice all the women that have shown up here at Jackson's tonight?
Not only that, but I noticed the longest-legged woman that passed by
Dude, that was
earlier.
crazy.
One that freaked you out with the space hat on. So,
I thought they slipped something in our drinks already.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, I know you've been, as most entertainers these days, especially as a DJ and producing your own music, I would imagine you have to crank out a steady stream of new tracks pretty much to stay on top of things. I would imagine, like 2 or 3 tracks every couple of months at least?
You would think that's like the normal, yeah. I, over the last, I would say 5 months or so, have kind of just really dedicated, myself completely back to my roots, which is, in the studio and as an engineer and a musician. And in about a 5-month period, I would say, between myself and my alias Craftsman, I'm somewhere in the 32-track range at the moment, because I'm almost done with the Craftsman album, and then I also have 14 releases coming up under Christian Falero. So between now and March, that's pretty much everything going down. So
you're not just releasing singles, you're actually putting out albums as well.
Yeah, I'm doing an album right now for my alias Craftsman, and as well working on several singles and remixes for Christian Falero. So,
do you find that's like a rarity in the industry, to where I know a lot of people produce music electronically, but the fact that you're also a musician?
Maybe if you would have asked me that question 5 years ago, yeah, I would say that would be the case. But I think more and more, especially globally, there's a lot of really talented artists out there, and a lot of musicians have sort of come out of the woodworks and presented themselves, and a lot of these young kids that have learned to play the piano or whatever instrument from a young age have started producing at 14, 15 years old, and you're getting these musical prodigies that are making hit records at 17 years old. So I think that's sort of having a not musicians in electronic music is something of the past, and it's sort of, I think, become the standard now. I think to make a good record nowadays in the industry, you have to be a musician. And if that's not the case, have money and pay somebody to do it for you. So,
but with bearing that in mind, do you really think that the playing field has become more level now with the internet and the access of people being able to put their music out there? Say somebody like yourself when you were starting out as opposed to where you're at now.
Yeah, I mean, I think not only level, but it's on top of the unfortunate part where it's become saturated because of everything that's going on. Yeah, it's definitely a truly competitive industry now, and you have to be on top of your game and consistently evolving every single month with something new.
That way you don't get lost in the sea of artists.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't stay stagnant. The style changes every 6 months. You know what I mean? It's something different. Somebody sets the bar somewhere else. So for me, it just makes it interesting.
Now, Tony was telling me something about what you're getting ready to start doing with your, what was that you were talking about?
Yeah, your alias Craftsman, you were telling us about at dinner. You have a show coming up, and you're actually going to be performing live, not just DJing. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, December 8th, the My Beat Fix crew is putting together a show at the Electric Pickle, and they booked me to do my Craftsman show, which is a live show. That's what makes Craftsman different. It really allows me to bring out my musician side, and basically I perform all the vocals myself. I do all the music myself, and it's an all-around live show. It's deep house. It's different. The BPM is obviously much slower than to what people are used to for my name. But it's something I really enjoy. It's from the heart. It's raw, and I'm really excited for the first live show, December 8th, at the Electric Pickle.
Awesome, man. I hope we can actually stream that. That would be great. I think people would really like to check that out.
Yeah, man, we should definitely work something out.
It sounds really innovative.
It's something that I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm putting it out there, and I'm hoping people are going to accept it. So far, the response has been more than what I anticipated, but I'm just really hoping that the live show transposes the same way that all this has, and that's just, I can just put my heart into it and hope that you guys like it, you know.
So Christian, this is not the first time you've been here at Jackson's. You've been here about how many times now? About 3 or 4 times, I think, right?
This will be the 4th year.
4th year, right?
Yeah.
And how's it been every year that you've been coming out here? How have you been liking it?
Dude, every year tops the next, so I'm just hoping that this year we do the same thing.
Fantastic.
You know, according to Tony here, you know, we got a sold out cabanas, so you know, I'm hoping for the same turnout as the year before, and you know, just every year I think like musically I step it up a notch for myself to try to beat myself the year before, and you know, I hope that, you know, I can be able to do that this year for you guys as well. I have a great time every time I come up here.
Fantastic.
All you guys are my friends. The party's wonderful, so you know, I think it's I'm looking forward to it.
Do you think the Bay Area is providing more opportunity to bring Miami flavor and New York flavor to the music scene here? I mean, because you have to be honest. A few years ago, Tampa was kind of a bleak landscape musically.
I mean, to me, since the first time I've come up here, 3 years ago, I've always felt like, you know, what Pedro and these guys are doing is it really is like for what you just spoke about in the Bay Area. It's innovative because they're bringing something that you guys didn't have here, and you know, it doesn't matter if you're the first in the game or the last, as long as you're the person who's sort of the one who's bringing everything and the first one to do it in your own right, you're the innovator. You know what I mean? Even if all this is already going on in a place like Miami 10 years ago, it wasn't going on here. So these guys are doing something different, and I think that they're leading the game in it. And you know, it's honestly, every DJ that I speak to around the world globally, you know, it's definitely one of the top 5 parties in Florida. So you know, there's definitely something good going on here.
You know, it does feel good, and we've seen how many people that are coming in here. And in your travels, I wanted to ask you, and I'm not comparing this town, but do you have a favorite destination where you absolutely love to do your sets or perform? It could be anywhere in the world.
Yeah, right now, for a long time it was Barcelona, but as of right now, my new favorite is, and much love to this city and club, it's DC, Lima. Just really big fan. Like the club, the city got my heart. It stayed there, and crowd was wonderful. They just responded to the music, everything, the way everything flowed. Just had a really good time. So right now, I gotta say that's on the top of my list.
So then you definitely feel that the traveling and going to the different cities is actually part of the excitement and part of the love that you have for doing what you do.
Well, to me, my favorite place is my studio. That's home. Honestly.
I agree.
You know, it's that's all I do every day, like all day. Like, and when I'm not in my studio, I have my traveling studio. So, to me, that's like, you know,
there's not a lot of people that say they actually have a traveling studio as well.
But you know, to me, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm most comfortable. That's where I love to be. But yeah, I love the experience of traveling and all that. Currently, I play more out of town than I do in my own city. But that's by choice, because the previous year I spent most of the time playing locally and at my residency, and this year I decided to do things a little bit differently and sort of take back my residencies to a once a month kind of thing instead of every week, to not really saturate and play myself out of my own city, because I love my city, and
it must be nice to go home though.
It's allowed me to, you know, be able to do different things now and sort of, you know, have more time in the studio, and when I come to my city, do something more special.
Awesome, man.
So
now, speaking about the studio, you have any current projects that's upcoming that you want to let everybody know about?
Yeah, under the Christian Falero moniker, currently between now and March, it's going to be tough to go all the way down the list of all of them, but just a couple of highlights. Now in December, I have a remix for Chris Moody coming out on Stealth called Rock Me. Also a remix coming out for David Puentes on Get Down Recordings, featuring Max C, which is melodrama, Things We Do for Love. I have an original with a guy that I've worked with a few times already, that we've had a couple of successful records in the past, Adrian Villaverde, but we did a record. It's a cover of the Caesars' Jerk It Out. It's called
love that track.
Yeah, it's called the cover's called Big Jerk. That's going to be coming out on Blue Music in the end of December.
Very nice.
As well as that, I have an original coming out called Control. That's on Pink Rabbit. And a original called Complex coming out on Ultra Records.
I have a question. I was in your studio with David Solano a couple months ago, and I had the pleasure of meeting Sydney Blue. Can you tell us about the project you were working on with her?
Yeah, we have a few projects in the works right now. She's a really good friend and a great person. Currently, we have, well, outside of the project that I named coming out on her label, Blue Music, me and her are working on our follow-up production to our last one, which is going to be coming out on Black Hole in March.
I'll tell you what, I've done quite a few interviews and I've met a lot of people, but you are like I don't think I've met anybody as busy as you are. That's awesome, man. And it's obvious that you really enjoy your craft.
Yeah, it's a lot of people call me like an anti-socialite of sorts, but it's not true. My best friends are my computer, so it's a lie. It's the truth.
So do you have any maybe a really interesting or bizarre experience, maybe from an event that you would want to share with everybody? From one of your, it could be anything from Ibiza to, just working in the studio, but just something twisted.
What day in my life isn't bizarre? I feel like I top it every week. I'm not really sure. I was
just thinking that as I'm getting ready to ask you that. You've already gone down this whole list of everything you're doing.
I honestly, I don't even really know where to start. You know what I mean? But I don't know. People tend to tell me I'm bizarre all around, so I guess maybe that's what makes my life as bizarre as it is. I'm not, I don't know.
Well, that's good. You live it on the edge. You enjoy yourself.
Well, tonight we're gonna have the Cafe Patron Wars tonight.
Cafe Patron War, dude. Thank you to my best friend and my commandant Jackie Ritchie for introducing me to that. But it's gonna get real sloppy.
Well, can you tell everyone what is your favorite software to produce with? We have a lot of upcoming producers in Tampa, Orlando, and people want to know this stuff. So, shoot.
Well, I'm a little bit of a I guess you could say like tech freak when it comes to this stuff. So I actually use 3 pieces of software all inside of one. My main sequencer is Pro Tools, and what I use is Logic and Ableton through Rewire. So basically I use Pro Tools as a master, and then I do all my MIDI inside of Logic, running it through Rewire on an instrument track, and I do all my outboard effects on Ableton at the same time, also running it through a separate instrument track on Rewire as well. So I use three different sequencers simultaneously as Pro Tools as a master, sort of guiding all the other sequencers, and Rewire is sort of like the middleman of everything.
It's interesting because I've done other interviews, and what you just said, you just asked him. I've had so many people ask me, dude, why didn't you ask him what this guy produces with?
Yeah, so like I said, I mean, I think, I would say 7 years ago, not anybody could be a producer, and then we hit like a 2-3 year period where like the musician thing hadn't really kicked in yet, and the bar hadn't been set quite all the way up. So you had a ton of guys like just gonna go buy Logic and drag somebody's sample, fucking play a synth, that just plays one note and make a track and put it out. And you had like all this garbage coming out. And I think finally the bar got set and musicians came out of the woodworks, like I said. And now it's, you can go and buy a program, but it doesn't mean that you're going to produce something that's quality, that's going to hit the charts. So,
are you recording anything live in your studio? Are you a musician yourself? Any instrument?
Yeah, I play trumpet, piano, and guitar myself. And I'm also an engineer. I graduated from Full Sail and then UCF.
Nice.
With audio engineering bachelor's, and did my master's in music theory. So, and like I said, with the craftsman thing, I pretty much bring all that live element to it. I play the guitar on my craftsman tracks. I sing on my craftsman tracks. I play the piano live. And on Christian Falero, obviously, I do all that, but it's all done, through a controller.
Excellent.
Awesome, man. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm beyond impressed. I've done a lot of interviews and met a lot of people. I mean, you were really on it. I'm really looking forward to your set tonight. I know you got to get ready. I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us, and hopefully we can actually have you on the air at the radio station next time you come through Tampa.
Cool, man. Looking forward. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, you got it right here. Christian Falero live on Zentripz, Independent Radio, and Justin TV.
And put 'em high.